Tegan, why don't you go?
All right, this is Franco. Can you hear me in chat? Yeah, they're 10
Tegan,
seconds
why don't you
behind.
go?
Okay, all right, this is Franco. Can you hear me in chat? Uh-oh, get a double.
The music's just a little bit loud.
Okay,
Steph.
cool.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, this is Franco. I play Tegan Círdan, a wood elf rogue, and that's all, rest to be explored and exposed.
Awesome. All right. You want to go ahead, Dan?
Okay. The name's Casil. I'm a bard by trade, but I'm also a bit of a sage. And they go hand in hand, seeking out the lore of the multiverse and lost arcana. Makes for great tales at the tavern later. That's all.
That is all.
All right. Andrew.
I'm Andrew, and today I am playing Gimbal Dergo. I am an artificer rock gnome, and did I mention I am an expert in most things? So yeah, I'm that annoying character.
Perfect. All right, Jonathan?
I'm
or
Jonathan.
Jim, as we like to call you.
I'm Gerbil. Gerbil the bugbear. I'm a bugbear. I don't. If you don't make a big deal about it, I mean, I won't make it. Just don't get in my way. I'm just don't. I'm just leave me alone. I like to be alone. I'm a bugbear. I'm a bugbear. Rawr.
Great, thank you.
It was a vicious roar.
Rawr. I'm lazy. I'm a bugbear. Did you know I'm a bugbear?
Have we mentioned? Joe, you're next.
So, hi, I'm Joe. I'm playing Renarius, a boring human wizard. I'm very skinny, blonde hair, green eyes, everything I'm not in real life. And also, I am afraid of everything. So I'll be the first one to be running away from battle. Should it break out?
Excellent. Melissa?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to go so early. Hey, y'all. I'm Silver Pixern, and I'm nervous. I am playing a Tiefling Forge Domain Cleric, and I have long black hair, red skin, but I'm not the devil, okay? Although I might set a couple of things on fire. The jury's still out on that.
Awesome. All right, Zach?
My name's Zach. I'll be playing Ren, the gnome ranger, wood forest gnome. And I am just out to prove myself and live the dream along with my wonderful pet squirrel, Pip.
Awesome. All right. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome, chat. I will get started with our opener into the world. Rumors, magic, fear, speculation. This is all that's been swimming around the small city of Baryn the last 2.5 weeks. The council is gone. Mages are rampant. Half of the city is in shambles. On a slightly chilly morning 2.5 weeks ago, a small tremor was felt throughout the city. Townspeople stopped cold in their morning errands, unsure of how to respond. Was something collapsing? Had the pact finally struck, like it was rumored that they would? Then, another rumble, bigger than before. It sounded like the entire city was being broken apart. Rumbling, grinding, screaming. And then the sun went out. Or so it seemed, as many bewildered townsfolk looked up, either in curiosity or in prayer. What they saw wasn't the rising sun or the usually grayish-blue Osbergen sky, but stone and dirt and something that made each person who saw it think that their world was ending. Part of Baryn was now floating, and no one knew why. But their world didn't end. It kept going. It kept going with a large portion of their city floating several feet above them, as if the gods and goddesses themselves lifted it up and held it there. It was too far to fly. It was too far to climb, but it wasn't too far to wonder every day when things would change. Would the city one day keep floating up until it was gone forever? Would it come crashing down, killing everyone that they left behind? Unknowns and uncertainty. For now, that's all they had. To our adventurers. As you pass through the lush forests and mountain ranges on your journey, the world is eerily quiet. You feel unrest in Oz's air. You are on the continent of Osbergen and heading towards the city of Baryn. Some of you are already there with your own tasks and checklists and goals. And some of you, however, have only recently arrived. And what you saw as you approached is the small city that, without its center, which was what is now up in the sky, is no more than a town. The city is one recovering from a small earthquake. Its cause, however, is no surprise. It floats above. About 300 feet above Baryn floats a quarter of the city. If you came to Baryn post-rupture, a mile or so away, you would see the building still standing atop, pieces dangerously close to the edges, shorn from the city below at odd angles. In the city, you see only dirt and maybe the outline of properly built basements or the tops of the church's cathedral peeking out from one of the edges. Each of you have received a note, all signed simply with X, telling you to meet them on the western outskirts of town at sundown. Who is this mysterious X, and what could they possibly want with each of you? What will happen when restrictions are lifted and the oppressed taste a drop of freedom? Why did all of this happen in the first place? Let's find out as we begin The Forsaken.
Yay!
Woo!
I'm hyped!
Right. So I let you guys know beforehand that I was going to ask if any of you had any, before we start with the meeting with this mysterious X, if you had any,
Sorry.
like single character, any role play that you want your character to carry out before you start this meeting with X. Okay.
Not for
Silver?
Kazoo.
Hold on. Sorry, I was busy rolling my dice. And I messed up the first time.
Nice.
I get a disappointing 600.
Well,
Oh, I forgot to. Yeah, let me do that.
If we're doing that, I don't know, Steph. Sorry, I was so excited.
Oh
to
no,
do it
yeah,
before.
no, we can do it. I completely forgot about it.
habits
We
die
were
hard.
just sitting here jabbing away, and I just did not even think about it.
Am I coming into the city, or am I one? Well, I think I'm coming into the city.
You were coming into the city, yes, I believe, to investigate. Let's see, what do I have down for you? Yeah, you were coming in because of the rumors that the city floated away.
Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful! Oh, it's a floating city. Oh, I've never seen this before. What? This is so cool! I'm gonna start skipping around the city.
I'm sorry. What's the meeting again that we're headed to?
Meeting with Axe. I sent you a note about a couple weeks ago.
Not bad. Let me go check that.
You have mail.
Yes. In fact, if you give me 2 seconds, I can pull up your note. I think. Let me see here. I think it was just that you found the note since you had been staying in Baryn for a bit. Kazeel, you had found a note stuffed under your door one morning. That kind of said something to the effect of, to those reading this, I've noticed you and others in town and what you're capable of. For good coin, I have a task for you. Meet me on the northern outskirts of town, or, well, I'm sorry, I changed that to the western outskirts of town
Ooh.
on the 31st of Hisame towards sundown, which the 31st of Hisame is today.
Okay, that's right. All coming back to me now. Thanks.
All coming back to you now, just like the song.
Yes. If anything, I'm just gonna try and get there early, like an hour early, as in whatever time we're supposed to be there.
Okay, all right. Well, you would get there, and no one would be. I mean, there wouldn't be anyone there yet unless
Perfect.
another character showed up.
I'd probably
Just
be
keep my
early
eyes
as well.
peeled.
Okay, then you would see Renarius there.
Always punctual.
Tegan would be there early, and you don't see him.
Yeah.
I am
Gerbil.
so late, and I really don't care.
Gerbil will get there a bit early, but he'll be keeping back in the woods a little bit, trying to not be noticed.
I'll show up right when I'm supposed to,
Nice.
and not really, just kind of meander in.
I'll look at Gimbal and Renarius. Are you two the ones that summoned me here?
I got a note too, man.
Yeah, I found a note, and yeah, I found a note in my pocket. I don't know where it came from, but it's here.
I walk
I
up to
see.
him. Some guy gave me mine,
Oh,
but when I tried to find him, he was gone.
that's so.
Wait,
I'm gonna skip it at the
Hey.
last minute.
Green?
Yeah, well, how are you?
Cousin, how's
How are
it
you? Give him a
going?
big hug, big hug.
Return.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Great. You.
I will-
That's just
I
Kazeel
will-
in character. Like, oh.
I will interject that as you guys approach the area, as I said, other than yourselves, there's no one else there yet. Well, especially if you came early, but where he told you to meet you, you're kind of at the western outskirts of the town, which is kind of against the mountains. And so it's kind of almost like there had been some rocks that had fell down from the top, from the mountains a bit. And it's just like kind of a huge rock pile that kind of goes up the mountains a bit, just to give you a little bit of the space that you're in. Other than that, just like grass and trees. It's a very Osberg, and for those who've grown up here, or just came to town, Osbergen's a very green place, at least the parts that you've seen. A lot of trees, a lot of grass, very mountainous. In fact, gosh, I mean, I have images to share out that I just refused to. Let's see here.
Do you want me to add and share that? Oh no, you have a fantasy grounds. That's right. I don't have to do that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mind tracks shifted. Okay.
All right. At some point, the world map should show up for you.
It's popped up for
Loading.
me. It's just loading.
Great. Yeah, it will take a little bit of time to kind of get in there.
And the world was shrouded in mist.
And then I'm also going to send you over a nice little, let's see here. Where is it? Yeah, that's it. A nice little image of kind of how it would look when you first showed up, started walking towards Baryn.
Oh.
That looks really cool.
Damn. I mean,
Oh, okay.
It's like Dalaran.
I didn't do that
Nice.
image. I composited that image, but
still awesome.
Still.
that's like 5 images put together.
Keeping up the Stormfall tradition.
So looking at the world map, yeah, for sure. Looking at the world map, you can see that it's very, very green for the most part, and also very mountainous. So just to give you guys a little lay of the land, you can keep chatting if you want to.
Gimbal, what are you doing here?
I've been staying here, man. How's oh shoot, how's Ornan and Nysa and your
They're fine.
cool.
Yeah. How's your family?
I don't know. I haven't been in touch with them for a while.
Are these your friends here?
No, I have no idea who the hell these people are.
I don't know. I'm Ren, by the way. Hi. And I reach out to shake everybody's hands that I can see.
I'll just sort of kind of look down and look up and give a head nod.
I do that, but faster and more suspiciously of everything.
Tough crowd, Ren. Tough crowd.
Yeah, happens.
Around this time, you see a human gentleman kind of almost appear out of nowhere. Just kind of, all of a sudden is just there. He's wearing a turban-like, wrapping on his head. But he does look, he looks like that he has money. He looks noble. You can tell that for those who had passed by Baryn or had walked through Baryn on your way here, like through the actual city area, compared to what you saw there and how people were dressed there, this gentleman almost seems like a little maybe out of place.
Does he look like the guy that handed me the note in the crowd?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Those who he walked up to in the crowd and handed you the note, this is the exact person.
Hey, you've been in my shop before.
Yes, yeah. How's business?
It's going. Is it? It's Alec. Yeah.
Yes, Alec. For the rest of you who don't, I apologize for the kind of mysterious circumstances. I needed to get a few of you together because and he looks at Rhaenyra really quickly. Regina is my sister.
Oh, you know Regina.
Yes, Rhaenyra, you can kind of tell that he's looking you up and down, kind of almost questioning, kind of like, this is, a student of Regina's. This is strange, but
I had to drop everything and come here, and I'm really out of my comfort zone, but it's good to meet family.
Oh yeah, of course. Regina, for the rest of you, Regina's my sister. I don't know how familiar you are with Baryn and what is happening right now, but several mages have went missing. My sister.
Wait! I'm so sorry. I'm late. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Oh shit. Oh, it's a big pity.
I wish I had some water to give you, but I'm sorry I didn't bring my flask with me.
Here you go.
Who the fuck are you?
Don't ask questions.
Gerbil is gonna come out of the woods now.
Oh,
What the hell is this, Alec?
I'm so sorry.
I thought I was the only one being called here today. I didn't know you were gonna have a ragtag group of others.
He's so fuzzy.
You're a teddy
Triple,
bear. Oh God.
Yes, I didn't want to. Given your nature, I didn't want to explain it. I just wasn't sure if you I'm still paying you.
Can I pet your fur?
Don't touch me, gnome. It'll be the last thing you ever do.
Hey, sheesh.
Wait. Who exactly are you?
How do
And
you take a shower?
What do you want with us?
My name is Gerbil. I've been hired by Alec to be his bodyguard. I didn't know he was hiring a whole crew.
Oh, him.
My bad.
Yeah.
The suspicious, most suspicious one. I'll point at the person at you.
Yes. I'm my full name is Alec Malone. I'm sorry. I'm just really worried about my sister. It's been 2.5 weeks since she came to visit me, and he kind of motions towards Rhaenyra, like, she came to visit me about 3 weeks ago. Visited me for a few days, telling me of a vision she had of just things going wrong, and I.
Was she often prophetic?
As a child, she was. I'm not sure about, she's been teaching over in Fairweather, and where this young man is from. And
yes, she's taught me everything I know.
She's very powerful, and honestly, I try to keep her away from this area because Baryn was very strict with their mage regulations. I know Fairweather's a lot more free with these things, but Baryn does have very strict regulations for mages, and so she came to visit me, was telling me about this vision of doom. She was insisting to tell the city council, and even I tried to dissuade her, but she wanted to tell them, which I guess caught the attention of the Pact, who started. I saw a couple of guys talking to her, and I think that they're behind her missing, honestly. I don't think that she's stupid enough to be, to get caught up in this whole. And he kind of motions towards the floating city. I can't imagine her just willingly going up with that. I don't know. I'm at my wit's end. I've been searching for 2 weeks by myself. I have nothing to go on other than she was talking to two of the Pact members. It looked like maybe an argument. I saw a lot of hand moving a couple of days before she disappeared. And
what exactly do you want us to do, Alec?
Yeah, if you don't have any leads, how are we supposed to help?
I figured the more that I can get on this, the better. And honestly, I am beside myself as well with this. I do bookkeeping for nobles, and I have coin to give you. I'm going to give you 50 to start off with, and if you need more, just come and ask me. I plan to give you a good reward when you find Regina.
That's each, right? 50
yes,
each.
50 each. Yes, to keep you sustained while you're on this search. And then if it's not enough, absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
At the mention of coin, you see a shadow emerge behind Kazil.
Oh, great, another one.
The fuck?
How many
You
people
folk,
did you invite?
A hand on one of my swords.
you folk are about as subtle as that city hanging in the sky.
Thank you.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I will look at Alec, and you're the one who gave the note, I assume?
That is I. I'm glad that you came.
Well, we'll see see later if I'm glad to be here.
I'm happy to help, but I don't do too well working with others.
Neither do I. So, where do you think the Pact took your sister or whatever? Do you think they're up in that floating city? Those bugbears don't fly.
Oh no.
I've got a cannon at home.
Do you guys have you heard of the Pact before?
No.
Would
Would I?
Tegan have any insight to the Pact?
Or Kazil.
Yeah. Go ahead and make
First roll.
Yeah, so excited.
go ahead and make intelligence checks, or not intelligence. I don't know.
History?
It's not really history,
Oh.
Unless you're like in the area. Just do perception. For me.
Would Regina have ever taught me anything about pact or whatever?
Nice again.
I mean, if you were studying close with her, which the way that I assume Rhaenyra was, she probably would have mentioned them vaguely. But probably wouldn't have went to more, and you just need to watch out for them.
Okay.
30-20, Steph.
30-20.
16 and 4.
It would help if I scroll
15 for
down in
Kazil.
my rolls so I could actually see what everyone's rolling.
That is a great
okay.
way to start.
All right. So yeah. So Tegan and Kazil, you've probably heard that the pact are rogue magic users who don't stand for the regulations that most Osbergen cities place on magic. And so they've struck off on their own, usually trying to hide their locations from Osbergen officials.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You're telling me you're gonna pay us 50 gold each to get your sister who's got a big mouth?
I'm paying you 50 gold each to sustain you while you're searching, at least for the time being. If it takes longer, I will give you more money.
And then more money.
If you
upon
find
completion.
Regina, then you will be paid handsomely.
But why us?
I believe I outlined that in your notes that I gave you.
If you don't want to be involved, I'll do it myself. I'll take all the money.
Take my money, I'll stab you. And it won't be too kind.
Yeah, hold it there, fuzzball.
Most of you showed. I've been watching everything in Baryn, mostly out of fear, looking for Regina, looking for clues for Regina, and each of you that I gave a note to was either for a specific reason, and he looks at a couple of you that you would know, or because I've noticed you in town looking as well, or that you seem to offer something that I would find useful.
Well, if it's for Regina, I'm with you. I'll do what you say.
She was a good teacher, right?
Very, very good. Very close to my heart.
Fine. Whatever. It's gold.
Sounds heroic. I'll help.
You've caught me in need of
Heroic
coin,
wasn't
so
exactly what I was going for, but okay. Whatever floats your boat.
Sounds like there'll be target practice. Count me in.
I thought you already hired me, so I'm here.
I did hire you, Gerbil.
He doesn't get paid extra, does he?
Do I get paid extra?
If he gets paid extra, I better get paid extra too.
Gerbil has been my bodyguard for a week before being introduced to everyone here tonight. And as he says that, you can kind of, it is sundown that he's meeting you, so it is getting kind of a little dusky outside. So there are a lot of mountains around, so you can see like the colors of the sunset against the floating city, and it looks oddly beautiful as it's silhouetted against the different colors. Look, I have a nice home not too far from here, and I would be more than willing to have you for dinner. To have you over for dinner.
Oh.
Have you?
Okay.
Sorry, it's been a long day.
That's a great distinction, Alec.
It's been a
I
long
appreciate that.
That is amazing.
To have you over for dinner, I have it already prepared. If you didn't come, I'd be eating it by myself. So
Hey, free food. Count me in.
It's true.
all right.
all right.
We need to
Right
come
over
in.
you go. I'm a
All
bodyguard.
right.
And
Yeah, sure.
I am going to share out a map of the city, which will kind of give you a better idea of what you're looking at here. Okay. All right, that should pop up. And just to give you an idea, you guys were, let's see here. Let's unlock that, please. Thank you. You guys were around, oh, is that going to show up? No? No, never mind.
You had, oh, sorry. You pulling the tokens over?
No, I was trying to just like circle where you guys were.
Ah, gotcha. It takes a hot minute, yeah, the draw tool.
That rock formation over there it is, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where you were meeting Alec.
Mm-hmm.
And his home is, let me look at my map. Has special markings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so
Well, you see, you go down the street and you take a left, and then you take another left, and then...
and another. Yeah, it's just a little bit north, still up against the mountains here.
Okay.
But you'll see some so I'll say Alec, it's just kind of, well, okay. Again, thank you everyone for agreeing to this. So let's go and get some food.
Let's eat.
An
So
ale?
oh, sure. Unless you need to do something else.
Oh, I'm good as long as there's ale.
Oh, ale, yes, absolutely. I wouldn't. There's plenty. So he kind of takes you kind of in a nice scenic route around. Like if you see north of the rock formation, there's like you'll pass some trees, a nice pasture, with some farm animals there, as well as some bales of hay. Past some crop fields. That are actually nicely kept. And then his house is just right beside, right alongside that, kind of off a bit, but still very close. And you can tell that compared to the other houses that you see kind of in that same area, that it's definitely fancier, definitely more well built. It would almost seem like, he was the rich person in town, so he takes you over. You guys, he opens the door for you, lets you all inside.
Tegan does not go in right away.
Okay.
I
Going.
I wait outside until Tegan watches Tegan, because I was bodyguard, so
Understandable.
As you walk inside, there are it's a very soft lighting. Very nicely furnished, just very well built wooden furniture. It looks homey for, homey, but yet not overly decorated, even though he does seem to be a bit wealthier. So you kind of get the sense that he probably lives there alone with servants. And you see one of those servants as you enter through the door, just a nice female human who just kind of bows and greets Alec, and you can kind of see through the doorway into the kitchen area where there's a table laid out with food. Please come in.
Tegan will turn to Bugbear, say, well, not a bad first attempt, sticking with the stragglers. But I'm just here making sure we weren't followed.
Right. In Elvish, I'll tell him, your food's getting cold, Elf. I suggest you go in and sit down.
It'll get even colder with an arrow in my back.
I like you.
All right. And about... So I'd wait about good 10 minutes just to make sure I don't hear any rustling in the woods or see any activity to see if we were followed or if there's anybody in the woods watching.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, why not?
I'll stand in the doorway, kind of watching him.
Watching him watching?
Yeah.
Nice.
Who will watch the watchers? 18, 14, and 4.
All right. You don't see anyone following.
All right, so I'm satisfied. Nobody's watching.
Gimbal is already eating food.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just eating away. I'm in there chowing.
I will motion to to Gimbal that, or Gerbil, I should say. I'm satisfied that we weren't followed, and go inside.
Very good, Mr. Huff. After you.
All right.
Are there any nuts on the table?
Yeah. There's a little bowl of nuts. Sure.
I grab a handful and start feeding some to Pip.
It's a very well laid table. There are fresh vegetables. Not that much fruit, but yeah, some fresh vegetables. Some greenery. Also, a couple of different meats on there. So yeah, it was definitely prepared with hopes that you guys would take him up on the offer for dinner. Plus, set for the 7 of you and Alec.
So Alec, what have you been doing with those gizmos you bought off me, huh?
Oh, I do. I do a little, a little tinkering in my spare time. Yeah, I made a little something for was trying to work on something for Regina, but it didn't quite work out. I was trying to make a clock, but I'm just not skilled enough to, there were springs popping out when I tried to run it. Yeah.
That's all well great, but what have you got for us, really, Alec? Have you got any leads?
Well, as I said, I can't imagine Regina. She didn't like being regulated. That's why she went to Fairweather. So I can't see her just, sure, going in there to tell the council, which is part of what floated up, but to tell them about her vision. But I can't see her staying long enough to get caught up in that. Because that was a good, she was missing a good 2 days before the city left. And it's not like I live far. I don't understand. As I said, she was talking to the 2 pact members and
arguing.
I didn't hear what they said, but it seemed, he's taking bites as he's talking to you. It seemed like, I saw hand gestures and it seemed heated at least.
And where were they talking?
They were talking right on the edge of one of the fields here.
Oh, so close.
Fairly close, yes. The pact members don't come out often, but sometimes you can see them.
Where would they come out from? Any ideas?
I've heard, and Regina has hinted at going north to talk to them. Somewhere in the woods not far from here, north of the city, is all I know.
That's what I'm talking about. See, is Kazil?
Aye.
There's a lead.
All right, I'll look around and take a bite of food.
Now, Eric, so you saw your sister arguing with these pact members? Did you talk to her about it? What did she say about the argument?
Blew me off. She knows I don't like the pact. I suspect them. It might be where I work with the nobles and all the nobles in the city and everyone in the city of Baryn don't trust them. They're free magic users and it's hard. I understand Regina is more freer in Fairweather to use her magic, and I'm happy for her, but I also think they need to be regulated. I think there need to be not stopped from using magic, but at least, there are some dangerous magic users out there.
Something got your panties in a twist.
Well.
So how do you know she's just not with the pact and you just don't know your sister very well?
I guess the possibility is there, but why? We got along.
I don't know. I don't know your sister.
How often would you talk with your sister?
she sent me letters often from Fairweather. I mean, Fairweather's only, about a 2.5 days walk from here. But again, I kind of, I would go and see her a few times, but I would say at least by letter we corresponded often.
I trust what Regina has told me through the years, and anytime she's mentioned anything about a pact, she said to stay away from them, that they're dangerous.
Wow.
I wouldn't believe that she would be one of them.
Yeah, she definitely, she didn't hate them like the rest of Baryn do, but she definitely kept them at arm's length.
Gimbal pats his mouth with his napkin. Well, it sounds like we need to go up to this forest and just find their base and knock and.
Not tonight in the dark. You want to go in the dark?
Yeah, why not?
No, we should not do that. No.
Ran, is it? Ran?
Yeah.
Can I pet your squirrel?
As long as you don't hurt him.
Is he nice?
Yeah. To me, he is. So I kind of course him over to you.
I don't know what I'm gonna do if he bites me. I'm just letting you know now.
Just give him a nut. He'll be fine.
It is quite fascinating. I've never seen a pet squirrel before.
I got way too many jokes. So I need to be quiet.
I spent a lot of
It's
time.
bloody
in the forest, so it
disgusting.
took a while.
We're eating. You have a rat on the table.
He's not a rat.
He's a pet.
Squirrels are rats with curly tails. That's...
You're a rat. Shut up.
He seems a little bit more domesticated than a rat, Jorbil.
You got a
Speaking of
bot.
A domesticated rat is still a rat.
Gerbil, I need to ask you one more time.
Look
No.
in the mirror.
Can I please pet your fur?
No.
How do you
one more time.
shower?
What? I jump
How do you take a shower?
I
the same way everyone.
You must use a
does
lot of
ice.
shampoo,
I mean, the better question is how does he get that nice curl
right?
going on?
It's perfect.
I've never seen another bugbear in person, so I can't comment on your hair. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's
about
beautiful.
to say the same
I'm
thing.
sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I've never seen a bugbear before in real life. But I'm sorry.
Whatever. I mean,
I do have to say, Gerbil's been, as I said, he's been my bodyguard for the past week. As I said, Baryn's not the safest place right now. So as I look about the city, I hired Gerbil here to help me out, and he's been nothing but trustworthy, if not a bit of a curmudgeon.
Seemed like a
That would
mighty
be
fine
great.
bodyguard.
All right, why not? Let's insight check that.
Yeah, be a great endorsement if we knew you.
And I'm just gonna turn and try to pet the squirrel and hope it doesn't bite me.
wait. Who's in checking who?
I'm insight checking Alec
Oh
About-
shit!
about Gerbil's reliability.
Trustworthiness.
Trustworthiness. I rolled a 15.
Is that you're
He
filled
seems to be
with
telling the
fur? Or
truth.
you're filled with shit?
Okay. All right.
Listen, laddie, I'll look at Renarius. The thing you need to consider is that if we were to go during the day, we'd be out in the open. We'd be targets.
See, this is a man that gets it.
If we can go around at night, be much better off.
Hey, you don't think they're watching? That they have guards? There's a myriad of things that can go wrong in the middle of the night, and I don't want to die.
Now, how would that be any different than during the day?
You could die choking on this food.
Renarius, my man,
Us right now.
don't even worry about it. I got you covered with the dying thing.
I'm no longer hungry.
I don't know what's going on. What the hell's
I'm
going
good to
on?
go whenever. So I love the forest.
I'm
I'll go
ready to
anytime,
go.
Whatever.
Stop brooding in the corner.
Alec, are you sure you need all these? You sure it can't just be me? Maybe the elf over there? I mean, do we really need these loud gnomes?
I can be quiet.
They seem,
Right.
all of you seem like a trustworthy bunch. So I stand by my offers.
Joy.
Tegan will lean in to the table, I guess, and just check with Alec. All right, she lived in Fairweather. She didn't live here, right?
Right. She lived in Fairweather, where she taught at the Mage University.
And you saw her last when she was arguing with the pact.
She stopped in. She did stop in. I mean, she did. That was about a day before she went missing. So she did come back to the house after. And as I said, I tried to ask her about it, but she didn't want to talk about it.
Was she staying here when she was visiting, or was she staying someplace else?
No,
Okay.
she was staying here. I have plenty. I mean, it's not a big house, but I do have a couple of spare bedrooms. So.
Did she disappear from the house, or after
she went out? She went out, and in fact, it was when she went out to. But again, it was like 2 days before the city took off. She went to go and tell them about her vision, and then I haven't seen her since.
All right, we need to go. I'm gonna
You have
start
something with
packing
a
food in my
scent
pouch.
on it. My squirrel could follow it.
What about a toast?
Not really. I'm just kidding. It's just a squirrel.
We have toast to this adventure.
Fine. I'll come with. I need a few minutes. I'm gonna go off into another room and cast comprehend languages as a ritual.
Okay.
And it lasts for an hour.
Okay.
And not dying.
Or choking on our food.
Here, here.
All motherfuckers.
I'll raise my glass to that.
Please,
Jer-
you guys, be
Gerbil
careful.
rolls eyes.
Just be cautious. Again, they are wild magic users, and I personally don't trust them. But
Hey, say no more. You got any like potions or stuff you could send with us?
Bless your heart, it'll be okay.
mean-
let me go upstairs and take a look.
I mean, we can
so
sell potions for money, so
He will leave the table and
Did you
go upstairs and probably be gone for a good like 5 about 10 minutes if you guys want to chat about anything.
Well,
So,
Gerbil looks at Gimbal and just. Did you just tell him you want health potions so you could sell for money when he's
No.
already offered us a lot of money?
I believe you've missed.
I don't
I believe
understand.
you've misheard, friend.
I don't. What did I hear wrong?
I don't know. You tell me.
there's nothing wrong
I
with
did
that.
tell you. I just told you, and you said I heard wrong.
That's
I
right.
hate gnomes. I hate him.
Keep eating.
No, but really, can I please? Your curls are just.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Just fuzzy things are like they just get me, you know.
Wow.
A servant comes around and offers to and refills the water glasses that are empty or almost empty.
I can get it myself.
Oh,
Away.
I'm sorry.
Alcohol.
Tegan will take the water.
The servant girl will pour some water into Tegan's glass and take Silver's glass. And what kind were you drinking?
Oh, just a bit of ale.
Okay.
Thank you so
And
much.
She seems a little kind of maybe new. I don't know.
Insight
Kind of.
check.
Oh,
Kind of unsure.
That DM life, yeah.
Hey, no,
I'm not being poisoned, am I? Oh, bless her heart,
No.
curse her at the same time.
Oh God. No. That's a.
She
20
returns
that's
with
a,
the
that's
ale.
A, that's a 24.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
She's genuinely kind of like uncertain. She seems new.
Girl, don't be afraid. It's all right. I look like a demon, I know, but I'm not. I swear. It's okay. It's all
Man,
right.
Here's a 1 gold tip.
Oh, Oh, thank you. Thank you.
How long have you been working for Alec?
It's been a week now, but he usually doesn't have too much company. So you guys are the first big group to be here.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of it so far?
What do I think of working for Alec? It's great. I mean it's quiet. You know, and he's been gone the past week. Searching for his sister. So it's just been kind of just keeping the place tidy. So it's kind of a breeze.
Is there anyone else here who's worked here longer than a week?
The butler, Jim.
Oh my god.
All right, Jim.
Do you?
Yes.
And just then, Alec comes back down, and puts one health potion on the table. That's all I could find.
Hell yeah!
He also hands you each your bag of 50 gold.
Thank you.
Passes them around. Looks at the servant girl and is like, yeah, oh, thank you. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great.
Did Gerbil get paid for his previous work of bodyguarding?
I will message you about that.
All right.
But yes, he's already paid you for a week, so I'll message you how much.
I'm gonna come back into the room and I guess
Okay.
be presented with gold.
Yes.
Thank you. I know I normally wouldn't take the gold because I need to find Regina. I have my own personal stake in this, but I'm really out of money, so thank you.
Absolutely. It's a friend of Regina's is a friend of mine.
Before we head out, I think there's something important we need to talk about.
Yeah, Jim.
Your mom.
Jim, my
No.
Did he do something wrong? I mean,
Jim's
he
fine.
hasn't.
He's fine. I just want to know who I'm working with. What's everybody's strength? There's Mr. Hideswell over here. I know that'll come in handy. And this one's got a good head in his shoulders, and I'll point to Gimbal.
Do me next. Do me.
The one with the squirrel looks like maybe an archer.
I mean, he's got a squirrel. What more do you need to say?
It's true. It's true.
And you point over to Gerbil. Some sort of a fighter, I imagine. Right?
I'm a bugbear. That's all that really.
Sure.
It answers the question. I'm a bugbear. What you see is what you get.
The tiefling, well, you've got enough spirit for to take on anyone, I'd say.
Your dad.
She's got something, that's for sure.
And laddie, I don't know what it is you do.
I know things.
All right.
I know a lot of things, and I can. I know magic is restricted, and I really don't use it that much. I don't want to get in trouble, but yeah.
We have ourselves a scholar.
I know things. It's a gift, a little bit.
You wouldn't happen to be a scholar of dance, would you?
No.
Oh, can you dance?
No.
So I'm curious, Scaredy Boy over there. You knew Regina. You know.
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
Yes.
So why you seem to be a bit scared of everything. So
Everything.
Why were you already here if you didn't know Regina was missing until Alec told us?
I knew she was missing because she said she'd be back in a week's time, and she didn't come back. So I dropped everything and I came out here. I knew she'd be back. She's always true to her word. And something was wrong.
Let's
Forgive
see.
me, but that seems like a lot of courage for one of your disposition.
She means a lot to me.
Dear God, man, it sounds like you're in love.
No, it's not like that. Really, it's not.
What is wrong with you guys?
I have
No judgment. I just
Really?
no filter. You know.
Judging my. Oh,
I'm gonna just get real sheepish.
Oh.
All right, y'all,
I had
shut
my thing
up.
muted. Alex
Alright,
trying
I'm
to
ready.
save you.
Leave
He's
him
like,
alone.
Regina had a way with connecting with her students. So
Oh. I'm just gonna stand up. Alright.
In that
let's
case,
go.
I'll
Tegan,
have
okay.
you know, Tegan, that it was nothing improper. She was a sincere person.
It was really nothing like that.
I just messed around.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kazeel.
It was
I
Kazeel,
apologize.
yeah.
I'll have you know, Kazeel, she was a very sincere person. It wasn't anything
Oh,
like you're implying, and
there's
I
nothing
kind
to
of don't
stop true
appreciate.
love.
Hey,
Got it.
Casilla, leave the guy alone.
Teacher or student. If it's real, it's real.
It could not happen.
No
It's
judgment.
improper. No.
Okay, when are we
Let's go.
going out and doing
Right
this?
now.
Tegan will motion to Kazeel to step outside before everybody else leaves.
Give a bit of a nod.
I will see
later.
them staying behind, and I
Okay.
will stay and watch
It's all right.
until everyone
Oh,
leaves the house.
Before Kazeel steps out of the room, Alec will have been standing by this point to wish you all goodbye. He will kind of guide Kazeel off to the side.
Okay.
I would appreciate if you didn't say things like that about my sister in my house.
Oh,
I'm more than willing. I trust you would do a good job, but I don't want my sister's name slandered in any way.
I'm sorry you felt it was a slander. I just
It's all
thought
right.
that perhaps they fell in love.
I mean, it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. And you'll just kind of pat you on the shoulder and just kind of step back, letting you go.
Give a nod and head out. And wait off to the side for Tegan.
Okay. When I see him come up, I'll motion to him and say, "Looks like you have some elf in you."
Well, my mother did. I'll chuckle.
So I trust you know your way around the forest enough to stay out of the poison ivy.
Aye.
Okay. The others, you might as well put bells on them. Running through the forest.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, the gnomes won't even be able to. They'll have to take the long way around the fallen logs.
I yell back. You guys ready to go running in the forest?
I'll take.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Before I change my mind.
I'll say that because I'll take the lead. You stay 15 feet behind me. Bring up the gang.
All right.
I'll take up the rear. I pop out
That's
from the
probably-
side.
That's probably smart.
I'll
And
just
I
will-
keep it out.
Please tell me this order again. I'm sorry.
So
I'm in the lead. I'm on point,
Okay.
and then Kazeel's 15 feet behind me, and then however
Gerbils.
Kazeel wants to play it, you know, if he wants to keep them 15 feet behind him or right up next to him, that's up to him.
Okay.
I want to be as close to the middle as possible. I don't want people behind, or I want people behind me and in front of me. Make me safe, please.
And I want to be closer to the back than further up front.
Sure.
Okay.
And Gerbil's gonna be dead last to keep an eye on everybody.
Okay. All right. And Silver, where are you going to be?
I want to be behind Ran.
Okay.
That helps
All
me
right.
remember the name.
Absolutely. All right. So as you guys exit out of Alex's home, the warmth of the fire kind of leaving as you remember, for those who have been here for at least a couple of days, that Osbergen's nights and mornings are a little chilly. Not cold enough to kind of to kind of ruin the wildlife. There's a little chill in the air. Crisp. So you guys exit out into the open air, passing by a couple of lower class houses. As you do so, maybe one more field, and then ahead of you see a stream. The road kind of goes off and you see a stream. Well, I'm guessing you guys are definitely going north, right, since that's where he told you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're following the road north. The road kind of it's not really shown there, but the road kind of like diverges a bit to the left. Not diverges, but kind of guides a little bit to the left, and you see a stream up ahead with a little bridge going over it, allowing people to cross over. From there, it looks like it kind of just goes into forest. It's kind of weird that like there's no main road that it attaches to. It's more or less just kind of a walking path to kind of walk amongst nature, or at least that's what it seems from where you're standing. And that is where we will take our bio break. So we will, for those watching, we take about a 10-minute bio break, and so people can go and refill their drinks, go to the restroom, do what they need to do, check on their babies, that sort of thing, or their cats, their dogs, whatever. But yeah, so Dan, are you going to keep audio running or keep the mics
it's
going?
It's all going to be up because I don't have, I didn't
Okay.
put together a thing. But
okay.
In the future. So yeah, we'll leave audio
Cool
open.
beans.
So,
Yeah.
and the video up.
and just to you guys remember that just to cover your camera if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of turning your camera.
It's coffee time.
So, all right, we'll see you guys in a bit.
Got my 4th cheese stick of the night. It's a party now.
Wowzers. I got my 1 mystery Oreo.
So with the mystery Oreos, is the entire pack the same flavor, or
Yeah.
are they? Oh, okay.
It was this huge campaign to for people to try and guess it.
Did anyone guess it?
One YouTube channel I watched did, and they released it a couple months ago. They announced it's churro flavor. It's really good.
Ooh,
Fancy.
fancy. Are you guys doing good so far? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Loving it.
All right.
I'm gonna guess there's an inside joke about a butler named Jim.
Oh, well, when Jonathan first got onto Zoom, he had his thing that said J.M. Reedy, and so Dan was calling him Jim. Was like, Jim, could you adjust your sound, Jim?
Oh,
So yeah.
you mean that awesome audio party I wasn't invited to, guys?
I know,
That's
I
right.
know,
Womp
man. Womp, 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 womp.
Good, Glorious. You'll enjoy them. They're great.
I have to run again. Hang on. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yes, let us look at your D&D book.
All right, cliques being formed. I like it.
Right?
We're playing until like 4, right?
Yeah,
That's all right.
Good. Yeah.
this session, yeah.
We're playing until 4? No.
Oh, come on. I have to know what's going to happen next now. I'm going to be in suspense all week.
That's the whole point.
Ah, killing me.
I normally get up at 5 for work. That's not
No
This
sleep
is-
for you, Jonathan.
What time zone are you,
Do
Jonathan?
you,
Eastern,
East.
Ooh, nice.
so it's already almost midnight for me.
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, I should have been more specific. 4 o'clock Eastern time?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's
Okay,
still-
all night.
Still doesn't help.
Yeah. I mean,
Jonathan, you can skip work tomorrow, right?
I mean, I just got today off because it was MLK Day. I don't know if I'll be behind. Now, if
That's
we
right.
plan ahead, I might be able to work it out. Also, I mean, really, I joke, but if it's like technically, I could come into work whenever I want, basically.
So
I'm
Dan,
usually the first one there.
I don't know if you would have an answer for this, but Victoria said that the sound cuts out when people talk, like on stream.
Well, it's happened on Zoom too.
Yeah,
I
the
hear about
music,
Zoom.
Yeah.
music gets loud
Oh.
and soft, and sometimes it goes
Yeah,
away.
Yeah, every time. Not when you talk, Steph. When anyone else does, it cuts out quiet. Yeah.
Or why?
No idea.
It might have to be because I'm not hosting. I
So
don't
they
know.
can hear
Could
our
be.
beautiful voices.
Okay.
Indeed.
That's
Well,
right. No, just
I'll
kidding.
I'll look into the hosting still then.
I'm still
Mm.
feel like Gerbil's Irish accent is gonna slowly just turn into Casil's Scottish. So
You do you. See what happens.
every
Hoppers.
session, Gerbil has a different accent.
Nice.
Every session.
The
There you
many
go.
faces of Germany.
Well, hello everyone. The name's Gerbil.
Oh, that.
Pip pip cheerio.
you
Hobnob,
might recognize me from last week.
Hobnob ringing all that.
Week 3. Bloody hell.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And then it's eventually, my name is Comrade Jebel.
That is Jebel to you.
Conrad
Bugbear.
Nice.
Name's Bugbear.
I come
do you
from
do?
the place where bugbears are all there is, yes.
I could go for a character I do in another game. I try to go Welsh. And,
Oof.
hello, I'm a bugbear. My name's Jeremy. How are you
my.
today?
Swedish bugbear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounded a little,
that
more
It
Norwegian.
That swung a little north. Yeah, a little bit past Cardiff. I need to sit out and watch some Torchwood.
Do a whole
Nice.
session. Do a whole session as the Muppet Chef.
What's happening in Gerbil? He's speaking Goblin.
It's gerblish, yeah.
This is the tongue of my people.
Nice.
Oh no. Let's please not.
Steph, it might be better to cut the music because it is really
Okay.
sporadic. Sorry.
Okay,
I mean,
sure.
do whatever
It's okay.
you want. Just
No, that's
from
fine.
the listening side, it might. You know,
That's okay.
it's like that.
I'm not telling you how to do your job, but
Let me
okay.
find my child in
Hey.
the corner. I'll play the music.
Nice.
we don't have a bard.
Yes, we do.
That's me.
Oh yeah, where's your
my-
instrument?
Well, I got a piano on the other side of the room, and I don't know where my guitar is.
I have
got a
a
saxophone over there too.
I have oh
There you go.
my saxophone. We could have like a Kazeel Gerbil saxophone.
A careless
God.
whispers. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, awesome.
Do you have a tenor or alto?
Oh, it's an alto. Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I think my brother has my tenor, so it'll just be two altos. It's like two chainsaws rubbing together. It'd be great.
How many
So
strings
so
do
so
they-
you gotta tweak that up just about an octave there, you know, right?
Nice.
Oh gosh.
I'll play that every time Renarius and Regina are near one another.
Yes! Oh, Joe's not here to defend himself, is he?
Oh,
that's even
I'm
better.
sorry.
No,
He was here a
he's
second
not.
ago. My bad.
He's not.
Spring it on him as soon
No,
as he
just
walks
his
in the
book.
door.
Just his book is.
In the immortal words of Police Squad, right? There was an episode where he was working for a boxer, and it's before a fight, and he's in the locker room playing the saxophone. Leslie Nielsen comes up, no sax before the fight.
That's great.
Practice safe sax. Wear a neck strap.
God.
Awesome.
There's high school marching band for you right there.
Lord of mercy.
Awesome.
Uh,
All right, we'll give Joe a couple more minutes.
Oh,
This is a pretty good good length break.
mm.
I thought I was rushing. I thought I had to.
I know, I was I was booking it
I was
too.
going back for that fifth cheesesteak.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh man.
The real party.
Just
I need
Race.
makes my acid reflux just flare up hearing about it.
I
You don't
as,
like that midnight Philly cheesesteak?
Oh man, God.
as a
Can't get a
teen-
good night's sleep without a midnight Philly cheesesteak.
just helps settle the stomach. I used to eat so much as a teen. I was so skinny. And there's a place up in New England called D'Angelo's. So I'm from Rhode Island. I live in Virginia now, but from Rhode Island. And so I'd go in there, and I used to get so much cheese on everything. And I asked for a large number 9. It's a steak and cheese with mushroom olives, mushroom onion, peppers, and it comes with a bunch of cheese. And I'd always ask them to double it. And there was a girl that looked at me one time and said, "That's 18 slices of cheese."
Oh my lord!
I was like, "Yeah, I know. Like, I feel...
Wow.
It's like, what's wrong with you?
Living on
He
the
looked
edge.
back and said,
Defensive.
round it up to
I
20.
know it is.
Thank you very much.
You don't need to
Judge
tell me
me.
how many cheese slices it is.
So
I know my
unhealthy.
limits.
I specifically didn't want to know that. It's just the flavor I'm here
Right.
for.
Thanks for sharing with everybody. Yeah. That's just incredulous face, incredible, like, disbelief.
Oh my gosh.
That's 18 slices of cheese. Yeah, just to fork it over. So true, half donut. Has anyone else seen? So Natasha was kind enough to share the image of baby, not Baby Yoda, baby.
Yoda.
No, the slug guy. I can't
Jesus.
even believe I can't think. Jabba.
Baby Jabba.
Yeah, and I think it's disgusting. I saw like Nerdist with a post like, "Oh, Baby
Oh my
Jabba is
God.
giving Baby Yoda a run for his money." I almost table flipped. Like, what?
Yeah,
There was Baby Jabba's already like that happened in the first Clone Wars. It was.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
that's right.
That's old news.
Yeah, Jabba had a son.
Baby ugly. Yeah.
That was the whole
And you're
like
"Your
premise
baby's
of
so
the first
cute."
Clone Wars,
Yeah.
and it was like
Oh.
it was the most annoying. That was back before like Clone Wars, like everyone saw Clone Wars art style. It was just kind of like. I mean, it's Star
Baby
Wars, so
Baby
Somebody
Jabba's one of
should-
those babies that you like look at when you go to the hospital to visit the parents, and you're like, "That's a baby."
I see you had a baby. Human.
Child.
It's
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
adorable.
What an interesting look. Yeah.
Seinfeld. It's spectacular.
What
Is
a
that
beautiful
designer?
girl.
Nice.
but on the real though,
Mhm.
where's my baby Jar Jar? I need my baby Jar Jar.
Oh my gosh.
My baby
No.
Binks.
I don't
No.
want
Baby
to.
Binks.
No.
Baby
Or
Binks. He doesn't have to talk yet.
Yeah.
Does he
he's
does he
like
have a
newborn.
binky?
Nice.
You know he
Jar
has
Binks,
to.
That's where his name
He has
came
to.
from.
It's like when he sucks on the when he sucks on a binky, his entire snout just goes.
Nice.
Oh, this is terrible.
He's so hungry.
No, no.
No.
I don't want to
No.
hate a baby. Like, that's just, I don't want to be that person, but I would
Put it
if there was a.
away.
Yeah.
Misa,
I
Misa Mama.
I'm pretty sure I've told Steph this before, and some of the people in Discord. It's like like as a joke, like with Jar Jar Binks a long time ago, like I always joked with people like, "Oh, Jar Jar Binks is my favorite character," just to see the reaction, and then it became such an ironic thing that he has become one of my favorite characters, and I love him.
Darth
And-
Jar Jar is one of your
and-
favorite characters.
No, I hate. Don't get me started on that theory. I could. But in all seriousness, I seriously want a Jar Jar story. Not not a movie.
A whole
No,
TV
none
show.
of us.
A
No,
whole. It'll just be called The Binks.
no.
Where he goes into the mafia.
Or
I will.
a Jar Jar story.
See, no, I love
Fresh
Jar
Prince
Jar.
of Bel Air.
I admit that I love Jar Jar, but I do not. I would not be able to stand a movie or a TV show. Like what I'm thinking is
Like a comic.
like a book,
A web
or
series?
comic.
Mhm.
You know, just like see, it's like make it a story about someone else with just a lot of Jar Jar lore. Like he's an important side character. You know, that's why like my whole theory. Like part of me wants to be a writer, just so I can get good enough at writing, so Lucasfilm will ask me to write a Jar Jar Binks book. That's like my pie in the sky dream.
It'll happen.
And,
Sure.
Like I already got like a plot. It'll be like a now stay with me. It'll be like a film noir. It's
Looking through the
set-
blinds with the
it's
light in
set-
his face. Yeah.
It's
No.
set between the prequels
No.
and the original trilogy. It'll
No.
be set between that, and it's gonna kick off with the murder of Boss Nass, and Jar Jar Binks is the prime suspect. And and I was thinking, I'm still like, I'm still pitching it. I'm still like, figuring it out. But I think like the main character will actually be like, what was his name? Ponda Baba. No, that was the guy with no. Panaka, Captain Panaka.
Ooh.
He's gonna be the star of the book, and then he's gonna have to like be in charge of. You're gonna have to deal with Binks because he's wanted for murder, and it's like, oh man.
Nice.
And we're gonna learn a whole lot about Binks because, like, think about it. After Revenge of the Sith, he lost everyone he was ever friends with.
Womp womp.
Because
All
his
part
best
of
friend
his
was
plan.
Padme. His other
And
friend
thus-
was Anakin.
And thus began his fall to the dark side.
That's
Oh,
awful.
No,
Here it
no. It's already proved canon that he became obscurity and he just became a.
Ben
and he
Warp
just
said, "Wait,
became-
isn't this the plot to Who Framed Roger Rabbit?"
No, there is no sexy Gungan. Roger's not married. There is no sexy Gungan.
I love it. Yes.
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
it is the plot. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Except in this case,
It is.
there is a dark Sith Gungan. It's the best.
Oh,
This
boy.
you're
Must have
Alright.
some
you're
really
right.
good
This
cookies.
is see,
Ugh.
this is
All right.
also
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
All right,
We
okay.
can
Right,
talk
bring
about
it back, bring it back.
Teacher's back in the room, kids.
Oh,
Class
Alright.
session.
For those in chat,
Silent
we
signals.
turned the music
Tune
off
in.
since it was kind of
Tune
going
in.
in and out. So hopefully
tune in next
week
week
work
for
something out.
Jonathan's Jar Jar Part 2.
That rough draft up.
Yes, rough draft. Still spitballing. Now that I know it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's gonna be a different film noir.
Okay, so you guys just left Alex's house. You are. Oh wait, I had music going for myself, so that way I can put myself in the mood. But it stopped, so I don't know. It doesn't like me. Anyways, so you guys you just left Alex's house. You are heading out. It is now, of course, nighttime. Nice, crisp chilliness to the air. Yeah, and you guys are heading north on the path. You in fact, it is nighttime outside. Are any of you getting torches out, or no? Are you trying to do stealth?
I have dark vision.
Who
so I'm like,
had?
dark
Yeah.
I have dark vision.
vision. Yeah. Torch. What's a,
So
Who doesn't have dark
I'm
vision?
sorry. What's a torch?
I have an owl
I need to remember.
as a familiar, and
Okay.
Well
I
played.
think the owl has dark vision. I think.
Maybe.
I know
And I can see through it
Kazeel
as
has dark vision. I have dark vision.
I don't think
Does
I do.
Silver have dark vision?
Tieflings have it.
So,
Yeah.
but we don't know
Owl
certain, so-
has dark vision 120 feet.
Woo!
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So,
Yeah,
Renarius, you get your familiar out to kind of scout around.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you just having it just fly just like ahead of you a little bit?
Like directly above me,
Okay.
out of sight of basically everyone.
Not sitting on your head.
Not sitting on my head, no.
Okay.
As we get into the woods, I will stealth when I feel we need to.
Same here. But
and I mean,
since I'm a wood elf,
Gerbil's-
I have a natural.
Yeah. Gerbil's
I'm
pretty
naturally
stealthy,
almost invisible in the woods.
too. Gerbil's stealthy. He's at the back, watching everybody.
All right. I'll just keep an eye out for any thing I might think is a humanoid.
So Ren, we're in the forest. This is your strength, right?
You feel a rock hit you upside the head.
Gibble's,
Ow!
and Gibble's dead.
Tegan
Next-
whispers back, "Woods, night, please."
Shh. This is my favorite spot, but you have to be quiet if we're sneaking up on something.
I didn't know we were sneaking. I'm sorry. Sorry.
We might be.
All right. So all of you have to make stealth checks.
Okay. Will
Do I have disadvantage? Is that the? No.
Oof.
Don't.
Oof.
17 for me.
Okay.
Ooh, 12.
Mine's loading, but I'm pretty sure.
We're doing stealth checks, Dan.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Mine didn't pop up.
I didn't load.
All right, wait. Oh, I've been rolling fantasy grounds. Are we also okay to roll with real dice, or is it you want?
Oh
us to
yeah,
do
no,
fantasy grounds?
yeah. Oh, that yeah. I didn't remind you guys. You guys can do real dice too. Just let me know what you've rolled.
Okay. All right.
I got
it.
12.
Okay.
This is-
I should
mine
use a
not
real
coming
dice. I should use a real dice.
13.
I got 8, even though it's not popping up on the screen.
Okay.
Kazeel has a 24.
Nice.
Just walk out there and
Ooh, I would have taken off.
Been waiting to break that out all night.
Wow.
I didn't know we were supposed to bring props.
So again, yeah,
What do I have?
just to remind you, Steph,
I
I'm
have
like
a Odie.
15 feet ahead. So I don't know where the owl is, but I'm 15 feet ahead of the group, or of Kazeel, I should say.
I'm like trying to stay central, but
Okay. Sorry guys. I'm trying to figure out. I have like noise coming on my computer, and I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from.
Oh,
It sounds like a storyboard video I have on my computer. So I'm just like, what is playing it? What is playing this thing? What is
God.
happening?
What are you trying
And you're
to
not
tell me?
sharing your sound with us anymore. This is so disappointing.
I know, right? I know. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm just going to live with it, I guess.
Bard,
it is-
Just blow up everything. Just blow it up. Just
All right. So I'm sorry, but could you guys? So I think everyone rolled above a 10, right?
yes,
No.
24.
yeah.
Except you have
Oh.
an 8 there.
17.
17. Great.
I don't know why my rolls aren't showing up in the feed. Whatevs.
Oh, I don't know.
Hmm.
You're dragging the. How are you? How
The
are
little
you
Y,
rolling
the
it?
dice with the little Y.
Yep, I'm going to stealth, clicking it and dragging it and rolling it, and I roll, and then it disappears and nothing pops up. But it's fine. I can just tell you what the number is.
Yeah, that's fine. Any idea what that'd be happening, Dan?
It has to roll in the chat box, otherwise it'll just into nothing. But if you roll it inside the chat box in Fantasy Grounds, it should
Like
show up.
in the chat square.
Yeah, in that rectangular.
You can
chat
do a
square.
test one, and we'll keep your 17.
Well, I didn't roll a 17, but
Or I mean,
I'll take it.
you're 8. You're 8.
I just I rolled it within the square of the chat box and nothing happened.
You gotta like push it. You gotta like actually do a motion.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go.
Gross.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Nice.
I don't know why I rolled 2 there.
It rolled with disadvantage for some reason.
You have
Yeah,
an armor penalty?
Yeah, armor stealth
Oh.
penalty.
Thank you.
Wow.
I also have that.
Why does the ranger have armor penalty?
He
'Cause
is.
it's a nicer armor that helps me right now, but as soon as I get more leveled up, it will be not good for me, and I'll switch to something different.
Yeah, and it went
Gotcha.
with his. Like he was able to wear it. So yeah.
This little gnome with a squirrel.
Hey, it can happen. It can happen. Little people can wear heavy armor too.
I didn't say they couldn't. I'm laughing. Gerbil's laughing. At
Hold
the,
on, I'm gonna re-roll because I forgot chainmail has disadvantage.
So in that case, take that 7 because I didn't roll disadvantage earlier. So
Okay. And so we have the owl flying ahead. Was someone else saying that they were going to do something as well? No.
Gerbil's just in the back
Perception checks all around.
watching.
Yeah.
You guys have did the stealth. You're fine.
I'll just keep the 12 because I got a 21. Natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah, you'll be doing the perception checks in a bit.
Okay. Great.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, you guys are. Yeah. So yeah, for looking around, actually do an investigation check for me.
Investigation.
All of us? Everyone?
Yes, everyone do an invest. If you're looking for the pact or signs of the pact, or an investigation, and let me know.
nice 20.
I rolled a
baby.
21.
That
23.
11 for Kazeel.
that 20.
Nice.
Nat 20. Wow.
Tegan sees all.
So anyone who rolled above a 15, Rhaenyra, you rolled a 23 total.
So am I looking with owl? I guess I should
Who are
use
you?
owl proficiencies.
Are you going to look with the owl or or both of them?
I mean, the owl would be ahead and he would see things first, but if we're just investigating around, like where we're walking, then it would be me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's we'll just apply that to both of them for right now, just
Okay.
for the sake of keeping it of a story. So Rhaenyra, without I'm going to cheat here without making you roll another check for arcane. I'm going to say that you do sense arcane here. Like you're right now you guys are still in the forest area. I would say that by now you've kind of walked up closer to the mountain, or to the the edge of the mountain where the landscape starts sloping upwards. And then there's kind of dense forest ahead of you and to the right of you. And then of course you can see back to the little like town outcropping and the floating city. But yeah, in this little kind of like cropping, you can sense arcane magic in this area.
Okay. If I cast Detect Magic, it'll show me where that is within 30 feet. So I will cast Detect Magic.
Okay. On the I was gonna make little images of that. Oh well. On the mountain facing, there's some rock there, and you see with that Detect Magic, you see a symbol appear.
Would I know what the symbol is?
You will not. No. No. And to give a brief description of this symbol, yeah, it's kind of like two lines. It's kind of like one line that has a little hump in it. Right under that is another line, kind of almost like a T. And then the T has a tail, almost like a cat tail going out from it on the right. And I'll send you guys a picture of that after the stream. But yeah, so you see the sign there. You're unsure of what it means.
Okay.
Actually, why don't you make a history check for me, Rhaenyra? Okay. Yeah, you don't know what it means.
Okay. I'll let everyone know. I see. I can see. I can sense a sign, a runic a symbol on the rock face over there.
What does it look like?
It looks like it's got a hump, and it's got like the letter T, and it's got a tail, and it.
Can you dispel it?
I don't know what it. I don't know what it means. I don't know how to dispel any magics. I'm sorry.
Why don't you go touch it?
It's a lizard?
No.
I
don't think anyone should touch it.
I just sent a quick picture of it to you in the Facebook chat, guys.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to cast. No, I shouldn't. Never mind. I'm just gonna trace that in the air with my finger. Brr, 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 brr. I don't know what it would mean. Do any of you know what this shape would be?
What is this, an Arcana check?
If anyone is proficient in Arcana, or you can also make it if you're not proficient, or you can make a history check.
That's a 19 Arcana check.
Okay.
Let's see.
Gerbil ain't rolling anything.
16 for Kazeel with a history check.
Okay.
Should I roll Arcana since I checked history or not?
Yeah, it would be this. Yeah, it'd be the same for you,
Okay.
Joe.
15 for Arcana.
Okay.
Would I be able to use Identify on it?
It's for an object, isn't it?
Not.
Yeah, you have to touch it the whole time. Too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew, nasty out here.
Don't touch it.
All right. So, all of you, Kazeel, you would probably recognize it as a symbol that you've read somewhere that has to do with mages. For the other two, you recognize it as usually having to do with mages that are in a group. Specifically to do with rumored to be with the Osbergen continent.
I think the shorthand of it is mage group. I think we're in the right place.
Is it just a rock, or is it like a cave next to it, or is it just an area?
I said you have the mountain facing, which is where you found the symbol. To the right, you have some lush forest that kind of goes almost in a little alcove in the mountains. Yeah. So you could pass through that forest deeper into this little kind of crevice. I mean, it's big enough. It's a big crevice, but I mean, in the grand scope of things, it's not like a valley.
Got a bad feeling about this. Let's go.
One way in. All right, flip the Tegan will look at the group. All right, if we're going in like this,
why don't we send his owl?
Let's send. Yeah, that's a good idea. Send the owl first.
I don't know if we've seen his owl. Have we?
Oh, do we know?
I have it like above the tree line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have not seen it.
All right.
Okay, so he hasn't told us. Okay, never mind. Mm-hmm. What if we send in your squirrel?
He's not that smart.
And why do you have him?
Because he's my friend.
Freaking gnomes. Okay.
Tegan, perhaps you can
skulk.
Stealth.
What if somebody shot an arrow at it? Maybe.
Well, while we go in,
and if we hit something that alerts somebody, why shoot an arrow? What can an arrow tell us?
God, I'll go.
No.
I pull out a crossbow.
I think me or Tegan the elf should go.
Why? Just because you're big?
Oh, look at Gerbil.
Because we're quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, please. I'm plenty quiet.
Just, yeah, look at Gerbil and say, okay.
I realize this was a pissing contest.
You get my back.
Okay.
Slowly. You're a big boy. You're going to crunch on things, so slowly. So I will stealth into the, whatever this V is in the, I guess it's, on the mountainside, right? It's sort of like a lush forest to the right and then mountains to the left. And so we're walking sort of in the middle of that.
Yes.
I will walk as close to the woods as I can and tell Gerbil to do the same, like off to the side. Don't walk in the open area. So sort of like the gap will be to my left.
There's not much open area, just so that will help. It is mostly once you start kind of getting into this forest, it's kind of like right up against, like it goes from like, you start getting a little bit more mountain to your right that kind of goes along with the mountain range on your left. As I said, it's kind of a crevice that kind of like digs into the mountain. So you are walking in forest. So there's no, any open area would be just a usual open area between like a couple of trees, just a little like patch.
Okay.
It's very dense.
I'm going to sigh and follow Tegan in by 30 feet behind or so, as quietly as I can.
All right. I have 60 feet of night vision, so just for your reference.
Okay.
Is everyone else just chilling outside?
No, I'm going.
I'll follow behind them as they go, but not like I'm kind of near Kazil.
Okay. The first two people in the line, if you can make fresh stealth checks for me.
Certainly. Oh, by the way, I will. I don't know if it affects the stealth check, but walking like this, I'll probably pull the longbow and just have it ready.
And so we're going into like a cave type thing, right?
more like a
No.
valley area,
Yeah, valley.
Yeah.
but not
Okay.
a big valley.
Like a hollow, if you know what a hollow is.
Got it.
Oh dear. 9.
Oh,
That bow really
right,
affected
but
it.
the big,
Way to pull a Han Solo.
yeah, the big fat bugbear should stay in back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You guys continue on.
Detect magic lasts for about 10 minutes. Am I seeing anything as I'm walking by? Any traps? Any
You
anything
will
other than that?
about 10 feet in front of you, Rhaenyra, thank you for reminding me. You will see what almost looks like it almost looks like a line on the ground. So what you would kind of interpret that as maybe an alarm. If something would cross over it that
So 10 feet in front of me, being the people in front have already crossed over it? Because I'd be towards the
yes, but
middle.
nothing has happened yet.
Okay. You just walked over a magical a boundary of some sort. Just watch
Excellent.
out.
That's just great.
Gerbil goes ahead, pulls out his longbow, and just.
Let's get ready.
I think we best all be prepared to fight.
And just as you turn around from pulling out the longbow, there you come face to face with four people. It's kind of hard to tell in the dark. We have dark vision. You know, you have like 2 humans, an elf, and a drow.
So behind me in the back, they're like surrounding us.
No, it would be.
No?
I'm sorry, I didn't place the
okay.
order correctly in my head.
Sorry.
So whoever's in the front will suddenly see these
Okay.
these 4 people.
Do they make any? So it'd be me and
They are. They
Gerbil.
have they have a weapon drawn. 2 of them, and then spears for the most part. And then the other 2 you can tell are more magic casters.
So 2 humans, an elf, and
And a
what else?
drow. And a drow.
So that's 4.
That's 4.
Okay.
And one of them speaks up, a female. Hot. What are you doing here?
I'll look to Gerbil.
I
Motion
look
for
to Tegan.
if they talk to you, I can slip into the woods.
They're looking right at us.
And they're speaking in common.
Me and Tegan have this conversation. Well, no, they're Elvish. No, okay.
All right, just all right. All right.
We're looking for somebody.
You
We're
can tell
looking
they're
for-
alarmed that you're a bugbear.
Yes, I know. I'm a bugbear. I'm civilized.
It's okay. Lower.
I'm here as a bodyguard.
And he has beautiful curly hair.
Ignore the gnome.
Question still stands. What are you doing here?
We are looking for a Regina, a mage who we think was taken by the Pact. Are you the Pact?
One of the ones with the spear drawn, Regina. Yeah, the one that was speaking to you before kind of sighs heavily, like, yes, we know Regina. And yes, you have found the Pact.
Well, can you take us to Regina?
She's not with us.
Where is she?
What do you mean? She's not. She was supposed to be with you, and she's not with you, and she's missing. What?
Calm down, boy. Calm down.
We have some people that have a soft spot for Regina here, and she looks over to the male human holding the spear. But I think a couple of the people saw her, and the guy speaks up just a couple of days. No, it was sorry, that was a DM mistake. About 3 weeks ago, I think, is the last I spoke to her. I thought she was staying here in town.
She was supposed to come back to Fairweather about 2 weeks ago, and she hasn't. We don't know where she is.
She's been missing. We were all hired by Alec, her brother.
She's missing. This is the mail. Since go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, he's just surprised and shocked and looks worried.
She was last seen arguing with some of your lot.
Or at least talking animatedly, it's...
That was me. I was trying to convince her to stay here. But she doesn't feel safe. So she
Do you like her too?
Too. What? He looks like a little flustered.
I'm going to look at the ground.
Oh, they're so cute.
She's right to be scared.
Really gets around.
It's a dangerous city.
He does notice you looking to the ground, Renarius. Doesn't say anything.
It's not like that. She's my teacher. I'm her student. That's improper. That could never. No, I need to know she's safe.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you. He kind of like tries to look a little bit larger, more in charge. Feeling like a little threatened. But
threatened by Renarius.
And the female that was talking to you before was like, we haven't. Please come on, come. I'm sure Aqua would want to talk to you if you're looking for Regina.
And we would love dinner.
We just ate.
Lad.
We have. I'm sure that there's food left over.
You're so small. Where do you store all that food?
It's not even the one with the squirrel. Gosh. Okay.
Please. God. I'm gonna get it for this. Follow us, and they will. She will start walking. The male with the spear eyes Renarius, of course. The other two will wait until everyone has followed her.
I guess I'll be in front since I was talking with her. Gerbil will be in front, and he'll sling his crossbow back around his back, but he'll rest his hand on his war pick at his side, just in case.
Yeah, Tegan will reverse the order. He will put his bow on his back, but he will now slip to the rear.
I think Renarius is feeling a little safe knowing someone that knows Regina and cares for Regina, so he'll probably go more towards the front.
As she, the female elf leads you deeper into the forest, suddenly the trees kind of clear out a bit. And it seems there seems like a lot more room in between, in this, in between the two mountain faces than there did before, of course, because of all the trees. But it opens up. It's a smallish encampment, but you would estimate about probably 30 tents here, with a couple of extras that are more kind of open, kind of as group communal areas. One set with a table. There are a little bit of leftover food from possibly a late dinner. There are fairy lights and kind of hanging here and there. It would almost seem that like you should have seen some of this before you came in, but something kept it hidden from the outside world to where they were just kind of in their own little bubble. There's not a ton of activity. You're probably thinking half of them are probably already in bed, but you do have a few that have their tents open, are chatting. There is a more elaborate tent in the corner that is still open, and there are a couple of guards standing by, and you'll see a couple of armed people kind of, with spears or elaborate mages standing about as well. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna ask the person who was leading him, you'd be like, I have to be honest, by the way we were spoken to on this job, we were not expecting, at least I was not expecting the pact to be so welcoming.
She doesn't even look back at you as she keeps walking, but you hear her chuckle. Yeah, they like to paint us as monsters.
I know that feeling, as I am, well, as you can tell, I'm a bugbear.
Hey, the way you can prove you're not is food,
She kind of like gestures towards the table with, some bread and probably a little bit of, probably some bread and vegetables there.
Hell yes, holla.
Okay.
Type of bread.
Challah is really good.
So, please, and she'll kind of stop, and if you need to fill your bellies, there is a bit there.
We just want some answers.
Gimbal picks up a loaf.
A loaf as big as he is.
Yes. Let me just give me one moment, and I will go and see if Aqua, our pact leader, can speak with you. She breathes in heavy, like she's kind of not looking forward to going and checking. But so she, and then walks determinedly into the tent. The guards stand by for her, and you see her just kind of disappear since you can't really see inside the tent very well. At least from where she brought you in.
I turn around to the group and just kind of whisper in their breath, why the hell are you making the bugbear be the one who talks?
I mean, you're just so well spoken.
I mean, and you just won't shut up about being a bugbear.
Great point. She reckons it's great.
Sounds like you got a chip on your shoulder, friend.
Always about rice.
I hate my life.
One elf dressed as kind of in mage-like robes will come up to you with a tray of cups, with some water. We don't have any spirits left, but if you're thirsty,
I'm just gonna ignore it.
and he'll just kind of offer it and then just kind of stand back with the tray. At this time,
Venarius will have a drink.
Okay.
It's water.
Constitution
Gerbil.
check. No.
Gerbil will shake his head.
Water.
There's that TPK.
This is how it goes down.
You all failed to solve the water puzzle.
We are too trusting.
The elf that went into the tent, kind of steps out and motions for everyone to enter.
I'll go in towards the back.
Yep, same here.
I'll walk in boldly.
I'll just skip right in, right behind him.
I'll follow the two cheery ones.
All right, and really quick, everyone make a perception check for me.
Constitution saving throw. That's it.
Heck yeah.
What was it? Perception?
Perception, or anyone that wants to look around, like anyone who's like keeping an eye on their surroundings.
Dirty 20.
9.
Nice.
22.
I'm blind.
Okay.
What?
Great rolls, yeah.
All right. Well, those who rolled above, a 12, you would
I got
see.
a 13.
Nice. You would see that as you're kind of keeping an eye out around you as you're walking through this area, and see that some of the elves, they're not being hostile like the other elves that are in this like clearing that are, around their tents conversing when you first came in. have kind of stopped and are kind of watching you. A couple of the guards kind of, become a little more alert.
Mhm.
with you
Gimbal
guys
waves
there.
boisterously.
The hell y'all looking at?
We just walked
Ooh.
into their camp. Well, of course they're looking at. This is.
I am so sorry for offending you for asking for your opinion. Did I?
I'm not getting paid enough for this.
And shut up.
How much more than us are you getting paid?
Because we're kind of needing to talk to this person.
Please, after you, if you would. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So you guys enter into the tent. The guards stand by for you. And there is a lovely drow woman with long silver hair, kind of sitting on, not really a throne, but just kind of sitting in this nicely done wooden chair, table beside of her with, drink and, some food. There's another guard standing by. She, and I have a quick sketch to share out with you guys.
I'm just starry-eyed right now. I'm just like, he's so pretty.
All right, that should be going on to you. It's just a really quick sketch I did.
Just a quick sketch.
Yeah,
Humble
she
brag.
has. Oh, I
Humble
forgot.
brag
Like,
artist.
her hair's kind of a light bluish silver, and her drow skin, of course, is dark but with blue undertones.
Did you just
and
draw that?
No, not just. No, I drew it right, like a half hour before session.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I felt very inadequate for a
I'm
few
just
seconds.
the it's my thing.
I just drew this on the back of a post-it note. No big deal.
Just took me 10 seconds, quick sketch.
And she, so she's sitting here, with her hair kind of in that picture, kind of like over one shoulder, kind of with a long hooded robe on, very plain clothing under that. And you'll notice that the guards, they're not like heavily armed. It's just like a spear. You probably would assume, being the pack, they probably know magic as well. But Aqua, kind of straightens her position where she's sitting. Welcome. I do have to say, this is a surprise. It's been a while since we've had non-pact visitors. Or are you with the pact? Are any of you with the pact?
I don't think we are.
I'm gonna move to the very back and be very, very quiet.
No, we are looking for Regina. That's the only reason we're here.
We, yes, Regina visited our encampment just a couple of, 3 weeks ago, Laurel? And that's the elf that had showed you in and spoke to you earlier, who's still standing by the tent door, not meeting her gaze. Probably, you assume Aqua probably gave her a talking to. Yes, it was 3 weeks ago. And she spoke and she left.
What did she speak about?
Well, I kind of got word that you probably heard what she was speaking about, or what the ongoing conversation had been with her first week here in Baryn.
We didn't hear any of that. We heard there were arguments, there were things said, but we don't know the context or the content or
visions. Don't forget the visions.
Talking about her visions of destruction.
Grint was, which is the male you were speaking to as you came in. That's the conversation I was told about. Was trying to convince Regina to stay here with the pact. But she refused, as she has her respected position in Fairweather. So that was it. She didn't want to. He tried to convince her, but I don't know what else I can offer you.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
I'll take one. Gerald will do one too.
I'm doing one for you.
18.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
mine didn't
guys.
show up.
What was
Where's
yours,
mine?
Jonathan?
I don't know. Let me try it again.
Did it tell
It
you?
didn't.
You can tell me.
No, there we go. 15.
Okay. You guys can all tell that she's telling the truth, but there's probably something that there's probably certain things that she's not saying, which of course you guys are new, just coming in here. But yeah, there are definitely, she's not divulging everything that went down.
Does she seem like she doesn't like her?
No, it's not. No. Okay. You can tell that she's kind of she's not looking. She doesn't look like that she's disgusted, and she doesn't sound like that she is disgusted. She's more or less just kind of disgusted that probably the guards gave in so easily and let you guys back here.
Oh, okay.
Come on, we're friends. We're just looking for Regina, and you have
Do
little bit more information for us.
So, okay. So, assuming, so she didn't want to stay here. You offered her a place here. Where would? Do you know where she would go? Do you know wherever else? If she was not so willing to stay here, where else would she go?
All that I know is that she was staying with her brother, Alec, which I was told that you are familiar with. And she was also wanting to tell her vision to the council in the city, thinking that it would make a difference.
Oh, she went into the city before the separation.
Yes, I believe we spoke to her, and she spoke of going the following day. I can't really, something like that. It's been 3 weeks.
Oh, come on, you know just a little bit more. I can tell. Why don't you share some more information with us? That's
Then you can go back to bed.
20 on a persuasion check.
Okay. The only thing that I can give you, small one, is that she didn't want to. There were certain sets of rules for our life that she didn't want to partake in.
Yeah.
Really? That's it?
She got.
Is it the celibacy?
Celibacy?
Sorry, just assuming.
My Gerbil's ear just twitches.
You hear a little tiefling snicker.
I
in the
wish
back.
that I had more information regarding Regina, but that's all that I can offer.
So she went into the city and that's it. No scouts. What happened before the city left, was separated? What do you guys know anything more about that?
To be honest, we could give a damn about the city. They don't like us, and we stay away from them. Usually, they can't find us. And she looks at the elf by the door. But it seems that it might be time to move camp.
Yeah.
Oh, we won't.
Or get better guards.
We won't tell anyone you're here.
You should start packing up now.
You won't have a chance to.
That sounded vaguely like a threat.
Oh.
I'd like to say something in Sylvan to see if she understands, if I may.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say in Sylvan, quick word to see if she understands that basic.
She nods.
I want you to know that I agree in line more with you than the council. If there's any information that might be prudent, I'd appreciate it. If not, then I apologize for making you move your camp again so soon.
She replies back in Sylvan. Apology accepted. But I don't have any more information on Regina. I'm sorry.
If you find yourself in need of help, and I'm nearby, let me know.
You say that in Sylvan as well?
Yeah.
She will nod.
I'll give a little bow.
Are you guys, are the group of you, are you new to Osbergen? Or are you new to Baryn?
Is she saying that in common?
Yeah, she's saying that in common, I'm sorry. Yeah, she switched back to common.
I only arrived here a few days ago.
I grew up in the Woodwick Forest south of Baryn.
Frankly, I don't see why I need to tell you that. That's just me.
And you don't have to. It was just a question.
I've been here for a few months.
Couple of years.
Are you familiar with the Kelstra?
Am I familiar with the Kelstra?
I do know.
That's a new one.
Cool. What can we roll for such a thing?
History, maybe?
It's more of experience being in the city.
Ooh.
If you would have heard of this, why, Dan, I have so much trouble with these windows sometimes.
Oh, I know.
Stop.
For real.
Just get out. Just get away. I don't want to see the portrait anymore. No, I don't want to make it bigger either. Off the screen. Okay. Go ahead. Sure. We'll group it under history. Go ahead and make a history check.
21.
Oops.
I was going to roll, but never mind.
Okay. Just a 13 for Kazeel.
Yeah, these would be for the people who. Tegan, were you staying in the city too? Well, I mean, you might have been here for it, but like these, the two of them's been in it for more than a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. I was just doing some work. Yeah.
You would have, or you know what? Anyone that has spent at least
a week?
at least 2 weeks in the city. If you've spent a couple weeks in the city, if you think that your character was in Baryn for a couple of weeks, you can go ahead and make a history check as well.
All right.
Count me out.
Mm.
Woof.
Oof.
I'm not.
Here we go, Tegan.
Wow.
Ooh.
That-
All right.
Tegan, what the heck?
So
Oh my
Terrible, so
gosh.
knowledgeable.
I'd rather have it on a history check than.
So Gerbil, I think that you would have heard this probably. No, I mean, well, yeah. Anytime that you were, yeah. So anyone who rolled, so Gerbil, Gimbal, yeah, Gerbil and Gimbal, you two would have heard it. Doing some investigation or looking around in Baryn, you probably would have heard this, especially post rupture, especially post when the half of the city left. A lot of talk in your circles of the Kestrel, and that's spelled, if you're taking notes, Kestral, like the bird. Kestrel. I think I threw like an extra L in there a little bit ago. They are the leaders of the group, the Mages of the Crown, which are mages employed kind of by Osbergen government to assist them, since most of the cities are under strict, or at least have a lot of magic mage regulations. These were allowed to practice more freely a little bit, but they were also under watchful eye consistently and were at the government's bidding. The Kestrels were also those who were in charge of the regulations placed on mages and on mages having to register with the Osbergen government. Have you heard of the Kestrels?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with them.
For those who didn't roll high, she will just kind of impart, that kind of what I just said, in, shorter term.
Full circle.
They're government employees.
All right.
Yes.
They enforce the regulations against our friends here.
Yes. I kind of wonder if it was they who did something with Regina.
She wasn't part of the pact. She obeyed the rules, at least from what I know.
She obeyed the rules, and she was registered, being a mage, being born from at least one mage parent on Osbergen soil, which constitutes for mages, or if they show some sort of arcane ability at a young age, if they have at least one parent who is a mage, they must register their children with the government. It doesn't mean that they are part of the Mages of the Crown. Regina was not, but
do you think the Kestrel? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you think the Kestrel were responsible for Baryn up in the sky up there?
I don't see how. At least my knowledge fails me on how they could or why. And that's kind of something we've heard rumors before of a plan, but never to this effect, to where we would expect this to happen.
Hey, I mean, it kind of looked like all the nobles were getting ready, like there's a lot of rich people in town before it happened.
Well, that is with any city.
I mean,
nobles like to be near their work and away from peasants.
Yeah, but they're buying goods and stuff. A lot more than usual, let's put it that way.
Why, are you saying it's pre-planned?
I don't know. It's just something I noticed.
So you said you've heard rumors of a plan. Where'd these rumors come from?
Oh, just other packs in Osbergen?
There's more than one?
Yes, there are several. You guys make another perception check for me really quick.
Ooh, perception.
All of us?
Yes.
Nat 20.
Oh.
Wow, so many nat 20s. Isn't
I
that
don't know
your
what's
second
going-
one at least?
Man.
No, this is my first. I had a dirty 20
Oh,
before.
okay.
I got a nat 20 and it didn't show up in chat. I
Oh,
promise.
yeah, right. No, I'm just kidding. I believe you. It's fine.
One day I'll break the 10 number.
23.
He's totally gonna kill us.
So anyone
14.
above an 18 will just notice that as she's waving her hand, you will notice just really quickly that there is a symbol on the back of her hand of a star with just different points coming out of the star.
Hmm.
And those who rolled above and who rolled that as well, will also notice that, would have noticed it on maybe a couple of others too who didn't, who had showed their hands while showing you in.
So this Castrol, do you know if that's who she was going to see?
Had to have who she wanted to speak to about her vision, yes.
All right.
Because that would be the first step to getting to the officials.
Where's the Castro located? If they're in charge of all of Arsbergen,
Oof.
that's I imagine.
Up there.
Was there a Baryn emissary they went to?
Well, they were. It's now floating. The offices for the Mages of the Crown are now up in the sky.
That's
Excellent.
There was one in the city, but of course it was on one of the, I guess, ley lines of the separation, and is now in pieces. At least the building is.
so.
Whether they have put up somewhere else in the city, I do not know, as we try to stay away.
Okay.
We're there a little bit more recently since there are less regulations and less people to regulate, but there's unrest there.
You've been very helpful. Is there any chance you're going to let us walk away?
If you help me in turn.
Hmm.
And this isn't a big ask. As I said, the pact is there are different sects around Othbergen. We all stay hidden as much as we can. But some of our people have went missing. Not only here, we've missed about 2, but elsewhere as well, in other pacts. All mages. And I don't know what to make of it.
What's
What
that?
do you want?
So just
I mean, what are you asking us to do?
I'm just asking to keep an eye out for any mages in trouble. If you find out, if you find anything about mages being captured, the pact would appreciate to let them know. As long as you don't raise your hand to us, we won't raise a hand to you, for the most part.
Question.
Yes.
No, never mind. I forgot. I just wanted to raise my hand.
Just gonna give her sort of a
Illustration.
look
I
and
get
a
it.
nod. Yeah, nice.
So,
Yeah.
Miss Aqua.
Yes.
You absolutely sound like a real gem here, but how in the carnation are we supposed to keep in contact with you about the missing mages if we find any?
She will kind of look off for a second and then nod. Motion one of her guards standing by and whisper in his ear discreetly. And the guard will leave the tent. One of my guards are fetching me a set of sending stones. I will hold on to one and give the other to you. If you find out any information, I would be glad to take it, or if you happen stance upon another pact out there, you can also let them know. We keep in contact.
Kind of you. Thank you.
The guard comes back with the sending stones. She holds them in her hand together. Is there anything else that I can answer, or any questions you have about the I will answer what I can.
Coming in here, we saw, or I saw a symbol. I saw an arcane symbol, and I'm going to cast prestidigitation to sort of trace it in the air. What does this mean?
Oh, it's the symbol for the pact.
For just your your pact, for all pacts?
For all pacts.
Oh, very subtle.
I mean, it does mean mage group. I mean, I thought we talked about that.
If yes, I'm not sure if all packs use it, but we find it handy. But you might be able to, if you're aware of this and keep an eye out for it. Maybe you will find others out there. She will hand one of the sending stones to Silvera. Here you go.
How many sending stones does she get?
We have a set, so she has one, and the other one is going to Silvera. Please, that's for the group, but you're the one that asked. None of the others did.
All right.
Eyeing everybody else, be like, don't you take any from me.
I think we need to get back on task.
Agreed.
So,
Have any more bread?
I'll go
So,
stuff your face.
if you
Is Grint in the room?
Brent, no, he is not in the room.
Okay.
So if you think Regina might have been taken by this the Kestrel, and the Kestrel is presumably in floating island of Baryn, do you have any idea how to get up there? Have you heard it from anyone from up there?
We can
Has
jump.
anyone-
No?
Because he was going to give him a
Smiles
hard look
slightly
over, like,
at this. Smile slightly at Silvera. Bemused.
that's awesome.
Unfortunately, no. We've measured around 300 feet. That at least, yes, for Baryn is 300 feet above the ground. So we have
least
not.
At least for Baryn? Has this happened elsewhere?
We've heard rumors.
This was not what I signed up for.
What kind of rumors?
Y'all are so nosy.
Appreciate
I
your
love
time.
it.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
going to give Aqua a nod.
Please, we have. You've been very helpful, and I appreciate the sendings, and I appreciate, at least being agreeable to letting me know if, or letting the pact know if you see any signs of mages being taken. We do have a tent here. There are 8 beds, cots. You're more than welcome to stay in it. Of course, be advised you will be under watch. There will be guards outside the tent. You're not, granted, as outsiders, you're not entirely trusted, but you are welcome if you need to. I've heard Baryn can be a very dangerous place after dark.
Look around.
Hey, Renarius, you want to go?
I feel strangely safe here.
I'm going to look for...
I'd like to stay.
Gerbil's gonna look around for Tegan. Where'd Tegan go?
He's in the back hanging out. He just wanted to ask, if I could take a minute real quick to ask Aqua. So basically your goal is just to be left alone?
Yes.
I know how that feels.
We are for giving mages freedom, which is what we provide here. And if we know if Mage is in trouble, we try to step in. But you have to understand, we're also kind of outlawed. As some of us are operating without Osbergen register.
Deacon just gives a knowing nod and thank you for your kindness. He didn't have to take us in so willingly, so it speaks a lot to your people. So thank you.
She will nod her head deeply.
Yes,
Also,
and thank you for all the time you've spent with all of our questions.
It's no
Thank you for
trouble.
not killing us.
Well, you didn't try to kill us. It would have been a different story if you would have raised arms.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh, ooh.
Also a note that if you... yes, Silvra?
I know you said something about raised arms. I'm sorry, but can I ask you a personal question?
Go ahead.
This might seem kind of weird. How do you survive above ground? Is that too bold of me to ask?
It's not bold at all. The drop blood in me is only half. But a good portion of it stuck, as you see.
Okay. That was all. Thank you. I'm gonna walk
Yeah,
out of
she
the tent.
told me I'm the one all about race.
Well, it's getting late. Will you be taking heed of the, or would you like to discuss?
I'm going to the table outside and I'm eating.
I'll be sleeping here. And I just kind of walk out of the tent and nod to her and head out of the tent to go rest here.
What time is it? Is it like
It's-
in the middle of the night?
It's
Is it
nighttime.
evening?
It's probably like 1 o'clock now, maybe
Oh, wow.
maybe 12 to 1. For those that are still in the tent, just a word of advisement. If you head south, look for a packed outposting there.
South of town, south of here.
South of both.
Okay.
You
Question.
will,
Are we gonna have to share a tent?
yes, all the cots are in one tent.
Can I
I
sleep
know
on the
I-
floor out here?
You can sleep on the ground outside.
Yes, I'll do that.
Again, just
Gerbil
know
just
that-
gets down on the ground.
Outside the tent, yes. Outside the tent. But you'll know the place when you see it. And she kind of like gets this kind of air of like she's quoting something. Behind the mountain is the beautiful sunrise. As they say.
As they say.
It's been a pleasure, but I'm going to retire. She will motion one guard, kind of motion one guard like out to kind of like show you guys to the tent. Roll maybe your last perception check of the night for me.
Another nat 20!
I'm on higher than 20, higher than 10.
Everybody does this?
Yes.
There we go. 13.
Everyone who's still kind of in the tent area. If you've already walked out, if you're already out at the table, Silver, then no.
I'm stuffing my face. I'm
Okay.
too preoccupied.
Gerbil's just trying to get comfortable on the ground outside the tent.
Wait, okay.
I'm not chewing too loud, am I?
So Kazeel, was yours the 14?
No, I bounced.
Or
I
you-
was like, I'm going to bed, thanks. and
Okay,
gave her
all
a
right,
thanks and
cool.
headed out.
So the 20, right?
Gimbal.
Gimbal. You will notice her motion for the other guard and whisper something in his ear as well. You rolled a natural 20?
I did.
You, with your expert hearing, you make out. I mean, it's not, you're not sure if you heard like every syllable, but it sounded something like you heard something about transformation. No. And the guard nodded and left. And you could, as you step out of the tent, you can see him kind of going to the other tents and telling certain tents that mostly the ones that still have like their tent open, talking to like one person of each tent and then moving on to the next.
Transformation, no?
Yep.
Is what I heard? Okay.
Yep, you heard those 2 words. Again, it's like you didn't make out every single word, but that's what you kind of picked up from your eavesdropping, dropping those eaves. All right, so you guys exited the tent. Some of you, Silver is over there eating. Kazil has already went to this cot and kind of crashed for the night. As you're walking out of the tent, you will notice just the lights have kind of dimmed that they had, kind of about the fairy lights, and so you can see the night sky better, and there's just, you can see the stars, and it just looks beautiful. You can kind of see a faint glow coming from this floating city, but it's not like overpoweringly bright. You can just see a hint of it, which is interesting because, again, it's a floating city. And yeah, most of the people that were outside earlier have retired to their tents. Some of the flaps are still open. Some of them have retired for the night. The guard shows you over to the larger tent with the cots made up. There's still one female elf who is kind of tidying up a bed, and she scuffles out. And there you are. Is there anything that anyone would like to do before going to bed?
I'd like to investigate the entire tent for anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, roll over an investigation check.
I'm gonna find a place to pee.
Okay, that's not a natural 20, but that is a 26.
Okay. There's nothing strange. It's just a tent with cots. I mean, the only strange thing is that there are a couple of guards stationed outside, which you were warned about.
Tegan will look around. Are there any? Find the nearest guard.
Okay.
And just let him know that I'm not going to be sleeping in a tent. I'm going to go find a nice tree to go slump up against for the night. Just, somewhere outside the circle of the, just not, I don't want to see him. I don't want him to see me walk off and get alarmed. Just telling him that's where I'm going.
Aye.
And that's where
he kind of points over to the trees where you guys came in. Feel free to go over there.
Thank you.
Just be aware of the. We have a couple of guards over there, as well. So I will let them know that you'll be encamping over there.
Okay.
I go to whatever cot's mine, and I sit down. I pull out my little journal and start writing some stuff down.
Okay.
Outside the tent, Gerbil will just kind of like set his stuff on the ground and lay down and get his blue bundle he has on his side and just kind of like rest it in his chest and go to sleep.
I would love to talk to people about magic and using magic and seeing if I can like maybe copy some spells from spell books, but it's way too late in the night for that, I think. So
yeah, there's really only the guards out now, and even Aqua's tent is now closed.
So I'm just going to bed.
Okay. All right. So there's nothing else. Then with that, everyone retires for the night to their cots here in the in this Pax alcove, And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Woohoo!
We're all alive.
Awesome.
We're not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet. I feel happy.
Good movie.
Thank you, Steph. That was amazing.
That was a really cool.
You're welcome. I'm
so
glad.
Yes.
I'm glad.
And thank you, everyone else. It's so fun to play with y'all. Session
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, thank you, chat, for
Likewise.
chatting away. I wasn't able to keep track of it, Dan, like you know, I feel. I
In
just
my
had to,
head.
like, minimize it.
In my head, I was like, Gerbil's not going to talk at all this first session.
Nice.
You talked.
Gerbil
You talked
the
a
face.
lot.
Gerbil's the face. Ha 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 ha.
I think Gimble's the face. Gimble's the one who...
Nice.
Which is great because Gimbal has a charisma of 10.
Awesome.
Oh,
What
wow.
is Gerbil's?
Well, okay. Mine is 7, so
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
pretty bad.
Gerbil has a charisma of 10. Why are all the people
What
with
the
low
hell?
charisma the ones talking?
Mine's 17.
Yeah.
But I'm just not
talking?
personable.
Baryn,
Yeah,
why aren't you
yeah.
the face?
I'm like,
The
I
face
don't want
of
to
the
deal with
group.
people. Yeah.
This is backwards. We're doing everything backwards.
Sorry, my character flaw is literally that I have no filter.
Nice. Okay.
I apologize if I talk too much.
Obvious.
Awesome. No, it's great. Is it all right, Steph, if I give a quick shout out to some of the peeps?
No,
that were
absolutely. Go
awesome
for
tonight? Awesome, thanks. So thank you. We've got a few follows, of course. Well, Lil Carp, Joe,
Sorry.
as well. Yeah, not a word. Gimbal, yay. Let's see, Coffee Man and Pinwarp followed us tonight as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Victoria, for the 500 bit. What's the word? Cheer. Amazing. So she said, good luck, friends. I'm super excited for you. That's so sweet. Thank you, Danny Phantom, for the 1000 bits cheer. Forsaken Premiere Hype. Indeed. It was phenomenal. We've got some hosts too, Little Carp. Oh gosh, am I missing? There was someone else that hosted too, I thought, but I don't see it. Sorry, there's a lot of notifications. Thank you, Ed, for the 500 bit cheer. Woo! And Victoria for the different, what do you call it? Gifting of subs. Super appreciated. Woo! And then Danny Fandom for another 200 bit cheer. Most awesome stream, most excellent job at Steph.
Aw, thanks, guys. I appreciate all the positivity.
How about all that art?
It went by so quickly. It went by so quickly. It's a crazy.
Again, that's why we should play till 4.
Absolutely, sure. I just needed to drink
as
coffee
long
for the
as-
first time in 5 months.
As long as you give me a month's head notice, then I'll make sure I get Tuesday off.
Nice.
Just give me notice.
All night long. So I will try to do the spleel. Weekly you'll have this campaign, The Forsaken, from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern time on Mondays. On Tuesday, so tomorrow, you don't have to wait that long for Curious Lament, which is Dan's All Evil campaign that he DMs, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then we also have, on Friday nights, we have Stormfall, which is our drama club campaign, where all the drama happens starting at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Another one that Dan DMs, and
We're the Glee Club.
I myself and Melissa play in. And also on Sunday nights you have Obsidian Scar, which starts at 10 p.m. Eastern time as well, which is kind of our exploration conspiracy, just crazy campaign that the lovely, glorious Victoria DMs.
So then, what is the moniker for this campaign?
I don't know. We have yet
We're
to
not
see.
sure yet,
We've
yeah.
yet to see. I think we need to give it a couple before we give it a moniker.
Still kind of
So.
fresh.
Yeah, still kind of fresh.
I'm
Still
excited
kind
to
of-
discover that, though. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. And
Talked a lot
players,
more about hair than I expected.
you guys
hair
did an
campaign.
awesome job. Thank you, and
thank you,
thank you
Steph.
again for chat, for just chatting away. You guys are great. So, I guess that's it, Dan.
Awesome. I'm going
Very
to do a
fast.
raid over to Kim's stream because she's streaming.
Oh, yeah,
So I
yeah.
never get to do that.
Cool.
So have a great night, everyone. I am going to do the raid command. Let's see, raid. No, there's no at. TV. This is Kim. She's in her Tuesday night campaign. She does her own stuff on her stream, and she's really awesome. All right, I think this is it. We'll get this together. Thank you, everybody. Can't wait to see you soon. Hope you all
Bye,
have
guys.
a wonderful night. Bye.
Take care, Fran.
Yeah.